So, besides the person knocking, so
Sorry.
you guys, no, it's fine. You guys, you shake Victor's hand and like he's like, you perceive it as a bit of a threat, like he's looking at you like, listen, you actually did me a favor, I don't mind paying you the money, that's fine, like you bested me, but like that guy over there, if he's found alone in a dark alley, it probably won't end well. And you're probably not quite sure if it's a threat from him or just in general.
Yeah, like I know he's not a fan, but maybe he doesn't mean it directly from him. Maybe he just means the people here don't like him either. So
Right, yeah. Something like that. Like he obviously has beef for obvious reasons. But he's not really in a position to act upon it right now. He could go to whoever his contacts are and get a ship and try and shoot you out of the sky if he wanted to. But he's at least like, he doesn't seem like that's the option he's going to take. And so he seems more like the plotting type, not the quick, decisive action type.
Got it.
But yeah, that's what you get. And he kind of like looks around, and I think he turns and he like takes a big like, home smells good, and he begins to set off like across the spaceport and fades into the crowd.
I turn and look at the rest of the group. I'm like, well, does anybody else have money burning in their pocket?
Yep. Well, I gotta go see a guy. Gogo, you want to come with me?
I want to go see your guy.
What? You want to see my guy?
Yes. I think my pistol's broken.
Oscar just says, I think it might be. He should definitely go with you, Boomer.
All right, come on.
Okay.
Okay, so you go and you so his store is actually here on the mainland. Like, it's not.
And probably the most important question of being on this island. Oscar, are you coming with us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oscar's going with you.
Okay, just making sure.
He's like, he's got his armor on and he's got his cloak on and he's probably like trying to keep his arms even inside it so no one notices how oddly proportioned
you're doing the monk
he is.
thing where they're like crossed in front of you and you like have your hands slid into the other sleeve.
Yeah. Like, this is nothing new for him.
Yeah. You've definitely disguised yourself in dangerous locations before. So you're, like I said, your guy actually lives here on the mainland, on the surface, which is both prestigious and not at the same time. Running a store or being here in general is like definitely something to be proud of, like to be lauded, because not a whole lot of people get a chance over here. But it is also one of those things where, like, you don't have the safety and you're kind of still seen as an outsider a little bit from the rest of the population, because you don't live in the cities and you're not a native, and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So, let me look here. Oh yeah, Nikolai, that's his name. Nikolai. Apostrophe S, Nikolai's. Cool. So this is Nikolai's, and you head over to Nikolai's, and you walk through the crowd, and it's crowded, and again, for those of you that have ever seen any pirate movie that involves Tortuga or a pirate city in any regard, it is pretty much that. As you walk down the like crowded streets, there are people who are just passed out on the ground. A good like modern representation. Have you ever been to New Orleans during Carnival? It's pretty much like that.
You mean Mardi Gras?
No, it's called Carnival. That's the whole season. Okay.
It's called Mardi Gras. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's basically like that. There's people that are. It looks like they didn't even bother to really pave the roads in most places. That's like probably the one like non-modern thing you notice. But like it's this weird kind of dichotomy because there's these mud roads and like very like, you know, dirty kind of areas, and then there's like grav bikes and grav vehicles that are like driving across it. So it's kind of weird. It's like being in the West with a modern day vehicle, like the Wild West, but having a, you know, Mitsubishi next to you. So as you progress through the crowded streets, there's lots of like, I think you see and probably witness and probably like run into a bunch of like just brawl fights that are occurring on the streets, and it's generally a place of disorder. And I think that most distinctly what's different here from every other location you've probably ever been, at least in this, you know, set of missions, the lawlessness of the area is dramatic. It is palpable. And that's mostly based because there doesn't appear to be anybody of authority anywhere. There's no policemen, there's no governmental buildings, there's no anything. It's literally just a mass of people. And remember, billions of people live on this planet. This place is really, really crowded. There's just massive people doing whatever they want, whenever they want, and, you know, all that stuff. So, how does everyone, like, react to this whole interesting location that you are now in?
Yeah. Oscar's pretty much... He's probably concealing it relatively well, but he's on high alert.
Well, yeah, because no one can see you.
Yeah. So, I mean, even like, what I mean is more like verbally, because it would be even worse if he freaked the crew out.
Sure.
That like, so I think he's content to, which isn't to say that Boomer and Gogo have never been in dangerous situations before, but like he's content to let them go to the candy store and get their rocket launcher, and you know,
right.
It's fun for now. Like, let's all go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that kind of, you know, high alert, tension filled, like, yeah.
So he's not like telling anybody to behave it in a particular way, because that would almost be worse. You'd stand out,
right?
Perhaps even more. But yeah. He's keeping an eye out.
What about the rest of the crew? Fortune, there are actually people here who look grungier and grimier than you.
In that case, I'm probably kind of high strutting it a little bit then, if people look grungier than me.
Yeah, no, there's literally people that are passed out on the road that might actually be dead. Who knows? Like, unless you stop and check on them, you're pretty sure they aren't breathing.
No, I take it in stride. I'm probably not too concerned by it.
Okay. And Gogo and Boomer?
Boomer's walking down the street like he's been here 1,000 times before.
Sure. Yep.
As if he's completely acclimated to this type of behavior.
Margot hangs out with space truckers constantly, so, I mean, space pirates, meh. Roughly the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So...
And Jordan?
Yes.
Let me know if we would pass somewhere possibly selling motorcycles, or a motorcycle for sale, or a motorcycle for steel.
Okay, I will note that. Also, I need to retcon something, and I apologize. I normally hate doing this, but it's actually very, very important to the setting. When I mentioned that there were grav vehicles, that's not true. There are no grav vehicles on this planet at all.
Okay.
Everything is done by either wheeled vehicles or actual ships. Okay, noted. Everybody's good on that.
My immersion is shattered, Jordan.
I know. It is important for what this world is, and I can't reveal it right now, but you'll understand when you get there, if you get there.
We forgive you.
So you guys...
Some of us do.
I think that they're definitely, and you saying that actually triggered my memory on what this planet actually is, because I was just off the cuff describing it. Yeah, so there are a ton of places selling like bicycles and motorized and lots of small things like what you're looking for, like motorcycles. There's a ton of places. There's literally hundreds of places that do this because up here it's so crowded and so packed. Like that's how you have to get around. But it's also not a big enough area because remember this is the only land area anywhere. It's not a big enough area where you need like a giant SUV or truck or even a car or even a fucking smart car. Like even that's too big for this kind of thing. So like a bunch of like dirt bikes and Pirate India, there you go. A bunch of like dirt bikes and bicycles and like mopeds and motorcycles for sure. Nothing nice though, right? Like there's not anything like you're not gonna find a crotch rocket here.
Yeah.
But like if you wanted like, you know, like a dirt bike or something to that effect, like 250cc dirt bike, which is pretty powerful, that could totally be something you find here, no problem at all.
Would there possibly be like a 500cc?
Yeah, so I think that like it'll depend on like where you go.
Okay.
So how are you going to determine where to go? There's a couple of ways you could do it because there's so many options. I'm going to make this a roll, okay?
Okay, yeah.
You can either roll a couple of different things or you can have your party like assist you with certain rolls. I think that business is totally something that you can roll to just see where a good deal is and know generally what you're looking at and know where to get the best deal. But I think that like post-tech is totally something that can be rolled to see like the quality of the equipment that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Please look for the bike from Rambo First Blood. That's a
the Rambo
250 Yamaha. Yep.
Yeah.
The 250.
Yeah, but
it's
what I do want to mention, I don't know if this will help my roll at all or not, but I want to buy my bike on the way back from the weapon shop.
Sure, yeah. So you'll get to there first.
So as I'm going through, I can look around and be like, oh, that's a good shop, and then, oh, no, this is a much better shop, or no, that's a really shitty shop, or whatever.
That makes sense to me.
So, and then that way also I can fly by the rest of the group after I buy my bike while they're ahead of me. And they're like, where the hell did you just get a fucking bike from?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that definitely business is a role you can definitely make.
Okay.
Post-tech is definitely a role that can be made for sure. Or vehicle land, I think. Those three. Vehicle land will determine like actual like usability.
Mm-hmm.
Like if post-tech is going to determine the mechanical prowess of the item.
Yeah.
Vehicle land is going to determine the practical. Because like,
if only you knew someone who knew a lot about vehicles.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you might be near someone
or someone who knew a lot about post-tech.
Or post-tech.
Notice
skipping in front of you.
No, yeah, I would definitely at this point I would probably be passing along to definitely Gogo because she probably has ridden or whatever.
Race
like,
a motorcycle at some point.
Yeah, let me know if you see a nice bike, like motorcycle, vroom vroom, or bike.
Marco's kind of impressed that you want one, and it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll keep my eyes out.
Sure.
Okay.
So, are you going to make a vehicle land roll?
I sure can.
Should we do this on the way? Well, I guess we can roll it now and then find out where the shop is.
Right, you're inspecting on the way there, and then you're going to go do your stuff, and then on the way back you can pick it up. Yep.
Yeah.
What is it based on for this type of roll?
Wisdom. Because it's in the moment looking.
Big money, big money.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm going to re-roll.
I was going to say, you do have a reroll.
First of the session.
Second.
Since when?
Didn't you re-roll like at the very beginning something?
No, I don't think so.
That was last session.
I think that was last
Which
session.
does feel like earlier this session because it was only 24 hours
Yeah,
ago.
go ahead
Really?
and re-roll. Wow, another 5.
Are you for real? I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
Twice.
I mean,
that doesn't even make sense.
I think what's stopping
you actually
here,
rolled
Go-Go,
the exact same thing twice.
Yeah, you did. I think what's stopping you here, Go-Go, is just the massive amount of input that you're receiving. because there's just so much selection that it's hard to decipher what you looked at one time and what you're looking at now and what you looked at before and what you're going to look at, like what you see coming down the road and then what you see in that window over there. Like it's just the input that's just overwhelming your senses. But generally you look and like there's not a whole lot of probably high quality stuff here. But it is definitely like, I mean, having a bike is better than not having a bike. So,
yeah.
You know.
And then I'd probably pass the same information along to Will, or not Will, Boomer. Be like, hey, Boomer, let me know if you see something that has a decent...
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if you wanted to roll, like, I'm assuming you would go with post-tech.
That would be correct.
Yeah. To look at, like, mechanically, which is the superior bike.
No, I guess I'm not buying a bike on this island.
guys, Jordan's just trying to burn your rerolls. Be careful.
Yeah, do you want to reroll, Will?
Hell no.
Okay, yeah. So you like, I think that's the thing. Like, you know, Fortune is like, yeah, can you look for a bike? And you just like look at one. You're like, no, they're all shit, and you just keep walking.
You just look at one. No, every single one of them is shit. You two are way too concerned about this rocket launcher. You may or may not be getting.
Yeah, and you're
too focused on our current.
Right, you're distracted by what you want more so than what Fortune wants.
Apparently, I can't find a bike either.
I think you're frustrated, right, with the other two who clearly aren't trying, yeah. Right? Like they're not giving it their level best, and you're just like, well, fuck you. Maybe I won't buy a bike, and if I do, you can't ride it, motherfuckers.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? Devin, go ahead and use your reroll. Oh, wait.
It's true. It's true.
No, but I won't take damage and die next time, so fuck you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so Oscar, like you're sitting in the back purposely not telling them like, hey, you know, we should be doing this or doing this because you don't want to draw attention. And they're like having this little like spat in the middle of the road as they walk down. Are your senses even more heightened at that?
God, I mean, with all the clamor, I don't think he's particularly concerned about that.
Okay. Yeah.
If I should be, I'd be happy to make a roll to determine if I notice that. But
no, I mean,
what would be concerning is if one of them like got in a fight with a shopkeeper,
sure, like
or
somebody
a
else.
heated argument
trying to buy a bike.
Yeah, if they got in a heated argument with someone other than our crew, that's what would like set the alarm off, I think.
Cool. So
right now I feel like me trying to buy a bike would be standing in front of a shop and he goes, "This is a really nice motorcycle," and I go, "Man, that looks a lot like a bicycle," and he goes, "No, very good motorcycle," and I'm like, yeah. Okay, and then I give him 1,000 credits for a fucking bicycle.
Yep. It's got like a lawnmower engine attached to it, but it's not actually hooked up to anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it turns on, but it doesn't actually do anything. It just literally runs underneath your seat.
Yeah.
On closer inspection, you realize it was just bungee corded to the frame.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to be buying a bike here.
100%. Cool. Hey, I gave 4 or 5 shots at it, and you guys rolled literally the worst I think I've ever seen anyone roll ever.
I mean, we all rolled ones. Every single roll is a 1.
Yeah, and it's funny, so look at it. Gogo rolled 1 and 4 twice, and then you and Will both rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Roll20 is broken, but...
I mean, get it out of the way before we try to get a rocket launcher. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going to say, I did have a 12, and I did have an 11.
I'm not saying Roll20 is broken, but it might be broken.
Yeah, so we get to re-roll those, right?
No.
Okay, so let's go get your rocket launcher and go get me a freaking laser pistol.
Yep, absolutely. So you guys arrive at Nikolai's, and he's got like... So it's a weird kind of look for Nikolai's location, because it looks much newer and a little bit more like prosperous and like standing out against the drab backdrop of the kind of despot area that it's in. And you'll notice like it's got the most modern look to it. It's like somebody took a building out of some modern city on some other planet and just dropped it in the middle of this pirate town. But for some reason it doesn't have like graffiti, and it doesn't have like bullet holes in the side. Like it doesn't look new, like it doesn't look like new construction, like it was just placed here, but it does look like it's like a respectable establishment, which is completely out of the ordinary for what you've seen the whole time on your way here. Yeah, exactly. So you arrive into into Nikolai's, and I mean, as you walk in, you hear the bling bling of the bell that goes off as you open up, and inside it's just a very, very white, clean, and very sterile environment inside. And if I'm assuming you all like enter, you go up a couple steps and like enter in, and when the door closes behind you, you can hear the psst of the seal, and it blocks out all of the noise of the ocean that's been overpowering, and the yelling and screaming and general debauchery that's been going on outside. And it's nice and quiet, and you can hear now, like, that the door's closed, there's some like faint music playing, and I think it tings like something in your heartstrings there, Boomer, because it's clearly like a song from home.
All right.
And yeah, I think that coming out from the back is Red Brand, and you can see that he looks completely different than his environment. He looks like a pirate. He looks like a space pirate. He's got like a leather vest that's probably like open, and he's got like these tattoos all over his chest. He's got like 5 earrings in each ear and like a nose ring. And he's wearing like all of these spiked like armlets and bracelets and stuff, and he's got this like leather belt on with these like jaggedly cut off cloth pants, and in the belt he's got like a laser pistol. Like it's clearly like a laser pistol. You can see like the battery pack and stuff like that. And he comes out and he looks and he's like, "Nathan, how good to see you." And he comes around the counter and goes to like embrace you.
I would immediately just switch into that native Russian. Just, "Nikolai, it's so great to see you, you old scoundrel."
Yeah. And he's like, "No, I am no scoundrel. No scoundrel. I give fair price to all people. They know me here." And he gestures outside where there's probably somebody who's just passed out and landed on their face drunk.
I would, of course, give him just a welcoming hug. Yep. Just a quick tight embrace, and then letting go.
Yeah, cool. And I think that he looks to like the group, and he's like, "Oh, and who are your friends?"
Currently, these are my new shipmates. Here is the precious one I mentioned earlier, gesturing towards Gogo.
Sure, yeah. He goes like he holds out his hand for like you to place your hand in his, Gogo.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
He holds out his hand for you to like place your hand in his.
I do so.
Yeah, and he brings up your hand and he kisses your knuckles, and he like grabs your wrist while he does so, and he says to you in Russian, he says, "It is an honor to meet you, wife of Nathan," and he hands your hand back.
I think Margot immediately like slips her hand away from his, and in Russian says, "I'm sorry, what?"
I would just laugh and just gloss over the fact and then bring it back to, "And these are our compatriots. And I bring you an adequately named Fortune and Oscar."
Yeah, he gives you like a firm handshake, Fortune, and then he like holds out his hand to embrace yours, Oscar.
You cut out on me.
He shakes Fortune's hand, and then he puts his hand out to you to like embrace handshake.
Oh yeah, Oscar sticks his arm out from the cape like 3/4 of the way.
Sure.
So it's not like super. He tries to hide the fact that he's very lanky.
Right, and you have
gives him a handshake.
Right, and you have like the hood like pulled like down and like
yeah. It's over a mask.
Yeah, and he like shakes your hand. He's like, "You travel in strange company, Nathan."
It was the best way to get off Woodruff. Anyway, we come here looking for goods. Actually, a wide variety of goods that I know you're good for.
Yes, I sell only the finest, and only to the finest people. That is my motto.
I'm surprised you let me in.
He goes, well, there's no level of decontamination that will suffice after you leave, but I'm sure that my systems will be able to handle it.
Again, a deep, long, throaty laugh. Mm-hmm. Well, I promised this one that I would get her something special, and I was hoping you might have something in the area of a rocket launcher available.
Yeah, and he goes, yes, I think that we may have something in back. It is not, well, you understand that there are certain things that need to be attended to, such as we must have a drink before I can sell you anything.
But what are we, heathens? Bring out the vodka.
Right, yeah, and I think that, like, he claps his hands, and from the ceiling, like, descends, like, this bottle of vodka, and it's like, whenever you, like, open up, like, a freezer, like, that cool air hitting the warm air just, like, descends with it, and there's 5 glasses in a circle around, like, a giant bottle of vodka, and he just, like, they're shot glasses, he, like, just pours a bunch of shots, one for everybody.
I gladly partake.
Oscar, do you take alcohol?
Do you store it in your mask to spit later?
How bad is your PTSD?
He picks it up and, like, inspects the label.
Yeah, you look at, like, the label
takes
of
a
the
glass.
bottle. Yeah, sure.
He looks to make sure that it is, even if it's not a brand that he recognizes, that it is a brand and not some, like, backwater, like
Spike Drive distilled.
Like pirate Spike Drive moonshine bullshit.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yep. Sure. No problem.
And it is garden variety vodka.
Yeah, no, it totally is. I mean, it's fairly high class, but yeah, it's garden variety potato alcohol.
In the sense that it is unlikely to.
Yeah, it will not. It is not
inflame
distilled in an
MES.
MES. Yeah, it's not distilled in an MES Spike Drive.
Oscar takes one. Oscar takes one and kind of, like, pops out his little straw.
Yeah, right.
Like,
exactly. And
he doesn't so much throw back the shot as he just, like, whoop.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, Nikolai does the cheers, and then he, like, taps it, and then they, you do the saying, and you all take a shot. And he goes, "Okay, let's get to business." And he pushes, like, a button on the bottom, and, like, the glasses rise up.
Wait, Nikolai. We've partaked in yours. Here, have some of mine. Lighting him my flask.
Sure, yeah. He like, pulls it out, and he, like, smells it, and he's like, "Woo! This is stronger than your normal stuff. It's okay. I have not tasted it in some time, but I'm sure it'll be fine." And he slams a little bit of it back, and he, like, does the, like, yes. It's good.
Now we can conduct business.
Right. And so I think that, like, when you say "now that we can conduct business," you see him, like, look outside, and then he just, like, he goes, "Ugh, not again." And is somebody vacuuming? He goes, "Ugh, not again." And, like, when he does that, you all look out, and you see that there is, like, there's a pirate. I'm just gonna call him a pirate because that would be the best description of him. But he's, like, a homeless pirate, right? And he's, like, got no shoes on or whatever. And he's got, like, a pile of rocks in his hand, and he throws it at the glass wall, basically, that you're looking at, and it just pings off. And you see Nikolai goes over to, like, the counter. He pulls out, like, a little microphone. He goes, "Please stop doing that. There is no need for that. If you are in need of food, food house is 2 blocks that way." And he, like, points. And the guy is, like, you can tell he's, like, kind of crazed a little bit. He, like, takes another rock and he throws it. And Nikolai just rolls his eyes. He goes, "Oh, fine. You want to be put out of your misery that badly? I'll do it." And he pushes a button on, like, this console that he has. And you see that, like, dropping down from, like, the eaves of the roof of the building is like this laser turret that just drops down. It tracks for a second, and then just fires, and the guy's head just has a hole clean through it, and just collapses on the ground.
Boomer would just observe the scene for a moment, turn back to Nikolai, smile again. So, old friend, about that business.
Yeah. So what is everybody else's reaction to this?
Gulp. And then I think that Margot would get closer to Boomer.
Yeah, you just like take a few shuffling steps closer.
And I would definitely be checking out this turret.
Yeah, no, it's advanced weaponry. Like it's definitely at the top end of TL4 range. Like it stays down for a few moments and tracks a few more times, and then like folds down and goes back up into the eaves of the roof. But yeah, it's advanced weaponry.
I'd probably have like my face pressed against the window, watching it go back up, and then I'd look back at him, and be like, "Yeah," I'd be like, "Can you push that button again?"
He goes. He looks at you and he's like, why? There's no one attempting to destroy my business outside.
Well, then, is there somewhere I can look at it to where you don't have to push a button?
He's like, you're interested in weaponry. This is good. Weaponry is good. It's mostly what they sell. And I think that, like, he walks over to one of, like, the sterile walls, and he, like, slides up, and he slides back down, like this. He's on a panel, and he, like, places his hand in it, slides up and slides down, and the walls, like, fold out into shelves, and you can see that it's just en masse weaponry along the walls. Of all different varying types and sizes and things. Just in like, their own little, like, holster, like, containers along these shelves now.
Just to throw it out there, Oscar feels perfectly safe inside this place. Like he maybe has a little sigh of relief that they're in here and not walking around on the streets.
That's what happens when you roll an 11 or a 12. I don't forget which one this one was. So
this one was an 11, I think.
Yeah.
I probably, my jaw drops and I'm just like drooling now.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and like he I think business then conducts, right?
Absolutely.
So you guys want a rocket launcher. Now, my question to you is, are you going to try and haggle Nikolai out of some money?
I'm going to see where he starts. But I have the intent of making this a mutual benefit to both of us.
Sure, yeah. So I think that he kind of like looks, and there's like a brief conversation about like you wanted a rocket launcher, and he pulls out one, and it's finely crafted. It's very clearly, it was machined very well. There's not like a speck of dust on it or dirt on it. It's clearly like mint in box. And I think that he says, typically this planet I can charge much higher rates than is normal, but you are an old friend. I'll give you a discount. It will be standard price. And remember, and he kind of like looks around, he's like, I know that you come for old friend discount, but I also realize that, and he kind of like looks from the group of you and looks around, he's like, probably easier to buy on this planet than others. He's like, I will not make you do inter-sector paperwork. It's on me. I will report them as loss. He says, but that does not mean I still don't need to get paid. I have a family to support. Do you understand?
Oh, I understand. Jesus Christ, I dipped into Irish. Hold on a second. I understand.
He's like, I give to you 4,000 credits. Fair deal. Pretty standard price throughout sector.
I would ask to do a business roll if that wasn't straight out of the book.
Nikolai, you and I, we had to go for a back. I find this to be in the best interest of all parties. And just kind of turn to Gogo. You would see that in Boomer's hands, he actually has a credit chip for 1,500.
Okay. Go, do you...
Margot kind of looks at you and is like, because when he said 4,000, obviously Margot kind of looked mentally at her bank account and was like, I don't have that kind of money, and then sees you do that, and she kind of like looks at you and like totally takes her $2,500 out and just puts it down on the table.
Yeah, so you slap your credit chips on the table, and he like he grabs them deftly as a good merchant does, and he slabs them in, and he's like, "Oh yes, seems all is in order." He's like, "Here, let me show you how to deal with ammunition. Here, come with me." And he like takes you into the back, and you can see that in the back he's got like dummy rounds of ammunition, and there's actually like a shooting range. It's very short, but it's just like a test phase, and you can see that there is this there's like a big like reinforced steel wall at the back end of it, and he goes, he like, as you come in, he like hands you goggles, all of you, all 5 of you.
Hold on, I don't need goggles.
You just strap on your low lights. Cool. Yeah, and he brings your weapon over, and he pops it open, and he throws around in there, and he's like explaining as he does it, like just to teach you, and he shoulders it real quick, and like before like even like he gets a chance to aim, he just fires it, and you see the dummy round like fly out, and it's got like the big back blast area, and you guys are all out of the way, it's all safe and stuff, and it hits the round, and then holographically you see what it would have looked like if it had actually been a real round, right? Like the big explosion, cool. And like it switches into like this holographic screen where you can see like destruction and what it would actually look like when you fired at a car or like other things. It's kind of like a simulated, but it's like a simulated live fire, basically, is what he's got in the back of his shop.
Margot is much more comfortable with this simulation than the other one that she saw.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and thinking back to that, Margot probably throws up in her mouth a little bit.
I mean, if she wasn't just so excited about her purchase, it might have bothered her more. But it's fine.
So I think then he like offers it to you, Gogo.
Margot does the thing that little kids do, and they're the gimme, and like takes it from him, and then attempts to fire it herself.
Sure. Then go ahead and fire it. You didn't put it on your character sheet yet, did you?
No, why would I have done that? That would have jinxed it.
You have no faith in my contacts.
Clearly.
It's okay, it's real easy. And this test is designed to get it on your character sheet so that next time we don't have to figure out what the heck the friggin' thing is. So go ahead and add it there. It has no attack bonus. It uses gunnery, obviously, and it uses dex, obviously. And the damage of said weapon, I have it here somewhere. The
3d10.
Yes, 3d10. What are you, gunnery weapon?
With an encumbrance of 2.
Yep, it is an encumbrance of 2. Has a magazine of 1.
What's the range?
The range is 2,000 to 4,000.
4,000.
Yes.
So the only thing to note about rocket launchers is if you are attempting to hit a human-sized target or smaller, you take a -4 to hit. So when it pops up with that other thing, you put -4. But the simulation here can change to so you can determine what you're shooting at.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, and go ahead and roll it up, and we'll see how well you do. You're shooting at maybe a car simulation or a boat simulation, or whatever.
So I don't need the -4.
No, you do not need the -4. I'm not gonna try not to make you miss. And AC wise,
AC, yeah.
10.
What do I?
AC's 10 because it's a stationary target.
Ha!
Yeah. So yeah, that's accurate, right? This is the first time you've probably ever fired a rocket launcher before. And
that's perfect.
You get it in there and you lug it up, and you're not used to the weight, so you try to figure out where you sit it on your shoulder, and you get it all lined up, and the little reticle whoosh, flips down, and you're looking at it, and you fire, and the blast kind of jerks it a little bit more than you expected. And yeah, it flies off and skips off the ground, and like you know, like a bunch of ways out, like maybe like simulation, like, you know, 1,000 meters out, it like skips off the ground and explodes like in front of the target. And Nikolai probably comes over and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, it's no problem. Listen, it pulls a little bit harder than expected, yes?" And he like tries to like give you tips. Are you gonna try it again?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and try it again. Yeah, there you go. So this time with his tips, and he tilts it up a little bit, and he's like, he shows you the reticle, and he's like, this is where you kind of want to aim it at this range, and you know, you kind of get it, and you fire off, and it shoots off, and then the car, you see the simulated car like explode, and you know, a bunch of fire and all kinds of cool stuff and effects and stuff.
If Margot could jump up and down in joy, she would, but she's holding a rocket launcher, and it's probably not a good idea, so she doesn't.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So then you mentioned that you wanted to see like weapons as well there, Fortune, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So he asked you what you're looking for.
I straight up do like the Wild Wild West, like pull the revolver out of my holster, do the flippy around things, be like something like this, but mo better.
He kind of like, he does like the chin like scratch thing, and he's like, you say it like this, you mean projectile or energy weapon?
See, that's why I'm at a loss, because I have a good bonus to projectile and absolutely nothing in energy.
Okay, so here's the deal, all right? I'm going to tell you this, and I remember I said this back at, like, session 0, but I'm going to remind you of this. You have the ability, in this game, it's a house rule, you have the ability to exchange certain points in certain talents for other points. It only works in certain ones, but combat is one of them. So if you have a ranged combat skill, you can spend some time and money. You have to spend both time and money, which I'll go over that, actually. I forgot to do that for you guys like before, but we'll just start doing it now and call it even. It costs time and money to retrain yourself, which basically means you'll remove the points that you put into a skill. Projectile. So you'll go back down, and you'll put those back in unspent, but you can only then spend them again on another ranged combat ability.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, and can I choose how many, or do I have to lose all of them?
No, you can take it down by 1 or down by 2 or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well then, I'd say let's go with energy.
Yeah, so he shows you like a selection of laser pistols. And yeah, there is one that is like, you know, you're probably like picking them up and like feeling the weight of them, and I think that like you go through like a bunch of them, and he kind of like looks and he's like nodding his head and like, okay, it's fine, we'll find the right one. And I think that eventually like you see one like down at like the bottom of a pile, like underneath a bunch of discarded ones, and you pick it up and you can tell that it feels like just right. And I would say that since you want like a revolver style, that's totally cool. The way that you reload is like, again, you pop out the chamber and you slam the battery into where the rounds would normally go, and the old one like pops out, and then you slam it back, and that's where it keeps its battery. So it's basically like a revolver, but it looks like a modernized revolver laser pistol.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he tells you, he's like, since you're a friend of Nathan's, I give you standard cost 200.
And here's a out of character question. Mm-hmm. Is there any way to get a laser pistol that does more than 1d6 damage?
Yes. From this guy? Probably not. He sells pretty standard equipment.
Okay.
But there are ways to modify and gain better weapons, for sure. There are modifiers to weapons.
Okay, then I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty fair deal.
Okay, so you slap 200 credit sticks and he takes it in, and I assume you go and you're going to test it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you put this on your character sheet, make sure you, when it says weapon AB, put a 1, because laser weapons gain a +1 to hit, just innately.
Nice.
Because they're far more accurate than the others.
Okay. What's my AC?
AC. Well, I mean, if you're firing at like a human standing target, it's 9 actually.
Okay.
Unarmored target is 9. Did you just roll a 2?
Ah.
Oh,
Did I roll?
because you have no points in energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment. So.
Yeah, so I think like you're getting used to like the weight and the feel, and like you test that a little bit. Let's get you one that actually hits.
No, see, roll 20 is broken.
Fortune, this one is broken too.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, right.
It must be.
Yeah, Oscar says this one is also broken.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I would like to point out I don't have this kind of problem with roll 20.
Whoa, Will.
Oh God, Will, what
Will,
the fuck
you
was
just-
that?
Holy crap, my ears.
I think
You
you just
just-
swallowed the mic.
Broke literally everyone.
Holy mother of God.
All right, cool. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Cool, awesome. Yeah, so you got to get used to it a little bit after basically almost hitting the
That's-
instructor 3 times.
Like 5 1s in a row I have rolled tonight.
Anyway, yeah, I think that you get your weapons and you guys are all happy and hunky dory in Nikolai's, and everybody's laughing and having a good time. And then
Oscar
I think,
has been looking for anything bladed, but I expect the odds of that are poor.
yeah, this isn't something. This is a shop just specifically designed for
Yeah.
ranged weaponry.
He's been milling around and looking for,
Yeah.
not getting anywhere.
Right. I think that we'll cut to a scene, a cinematic cut as you guys are laughing, and we're following Victor, and he's walking down this long kind of darkened hallway, and all we hear are like his bootsteps, and we hear like the dripping of water, like from pipes or whatever that are running in this hallway, and he walks out into this large like open circular room. And there's like there's like that big spotlight right down in the middle, and he gets up there, and he like goes down on one knee and puts his fist on the ground, and he begins like having a conversation with somebody, and we catch like the last line, and he hands over like a data pad and he says, "It's all in my report. You can read it there." And we see, stepping into the light, we see what would be the quintessential Blackbeard of all pirates. So Spacebeard is basically this guy, and he's got this like salt and pepper, huge giant like poofy beard, this long hair that kind of flows down his back. He's got like a headband on. He's pirate. He's totally pure pirate, and he's got this like hat on, like big pirate hat on, and he takes the combat and he scrolls through it over, and he says, "Thank you, Victor. You have been very helpful." And Victor like nods slowly, and we see the pirate guy. He's like scrolling through the compound a little bit more, and he pulls out his pistol and he shoots Victor in the head. And then
No!
And then
I actually like Victor.
we cut.
Go figure. You're George R.R. Martin, Jordan.
I know.
It's
Hey, you
because
like this guy
Gogo
dead?
talked to him.
Well,
Okay, that one's not on me.
No, this
Come on.
time I like the guy.
Damn. Well, I'm glad I kept his sword.
Brutal.
Right? At
Unless
least you won't
that's-
have that coming
unless
back
that's-
to haunt you later.
Yeah. Unless that's why he was killed, in which case.
You lost our sword, bang, dead. Now we gotta go kill the guy who has it too. We need to get off this planet.
I think we say that at the end of every session.
Yeah, you know what? Just fuck all planets. We're gonna live on our ship forever.
Well, we need to buy a ship we can
Yeah.
live off of first.
We're running out of options for planets that we can revisit.
Quickly.
It's true. It's true.
We've been to what, 4, and we can only return to 3?
Yeah, basically. That's
Yeah.
it. Hope you guys had fun. I know Will's probably
yeah.
like on his way to work, so that's cool. And or getting ready and trying not to kill us with his voice. But yeah,
He was
that's it.
probably killed in whatever audio explosion we heard.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So the deal is, the next time we're going to play, is going to be the 11th of September.
Dude.
Where's my... Well, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got a bunch in.
The 11th, I should be back in town, but I don't know if they'll be ready to play.
Okay. Tentative 11th of September.
Well, I mean, and like I said, I don't know how necessary me actually playing Fortune is, but if you want to play, I have no problems without being there, and we can do like we did.
We can always delay it a day if we have to, but tentative, we'll say that,
Okay.
and then if you tell me otherwise, then we'll adjust accordingly, because I don't want to go more than that with
Yeah,
not playing.
Yeah,
hope you
that's
guys had
fine.
fun. I'm gonna do the outro.
Totally.
See you all later.
absolutely. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Hello, stream. I hope you all fantastically enjoyed today's session. It was a lot of fun. So here's the funny part. I actually have killed more people in this session than I think in any other session. The party has killed a bunch of people, but I personally have killed more people in this session than any other session. Was a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed it tremendously. Like I said, I know I did. I always do. And like I said, we'll be back on the 11th of September for our first or our next episode, episode 11. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 10 of Olympus Rises. If you'd like to know more and you're on Twitch, you can go ahead and go to my YouTube. It has all the previous episodes if you're interested in something like that. If you're on YouTube and it's not the 11th of September, catch me on Twitch. If not, catch me most every Sunday night, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Same times as right now. That's really all I have. If you like what you see, leave a comment. Leave a like. Whatever. I don't really have the rest of an outro. That's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.